I'm David Storey, and this is your Look News 411. Officials in Saratoga Springs say this past summer was a record-breaking one as the city celebrated 150 years of horse racing. Local leaders came together Tuesday to release numbers that show hotel room occupancy tax revenues were up 3.5% from last year to $327,000 for the county, and 4.1% to more than $1.1 million for the city. Those are both records. Those numbers are for the period between June and August as the city celebrated the 150th anniversary of its first thoroughbred racing season. A Saratoga Springs man has been arraigned for the death of a woman he allegedly hit while driving drunk. 28-year-old Paul Nicholson II was arraigned Tuesday morning on vehicular manslaughter and DWI charges following the June 7th incident. An indictment against Nicholson was recently handed down. He is accused of killing 55-year-old Jamie Jo McBride of Washington State at the intersection of Ballston Avenue and Hamilton Street in Saratoga Springs. Nicholson's lawyer says his client has been offered a plea deal, but does not believe the offer is fair.
There's been a plea deal offered, and at this point I believe the plea offer was the lowest it was 3 2/3 to 11 years in state prison. And my opinion on that is that it's simply not consistent with the other cases that have been handled in this particular county or really throughout the capital region.
Nicholson remains locked up at the Saratoga County Jail. No word on if or when a trial will be set in this case. Well, jury selection got underway Tuesday in the murder trial of the Glens Falls man accused of killing his 15-month-old son. Over 100 jurors so far have been considered for the trial of Gary Waite. He faced his murder and manslaughter charges in the February 2012 death of his son, Jesse Smith. He has pleaded not guilty. Police say Waite has admitted throwing the child onto a couch when he wouldn't stop crying. The infant bounced off that couch and landed on the floor, causing fatal head injuries. The trial is expected to last about 2 weeks. Union leaders have only 5 days left to convince General Electric to keep their Fort Edward facility open. Sunday is the negotiating deadline for Local 332 to convince GE not to close the Fort Edward facility, eliminating nearly 200 jobs. The company announced earlier this year the plant wasn't competitive and they'd move production to Florida. The union has presented plans to seek state incentives to keep production open, as well as workforce reductions. The microchip that powers your next iPhone could be built right here in Saratoga County. The Times-Union reports that sources have confirmed GlobalFoundries is preparing to make chips for Apple's iPhone and iPads. Samsung Electronics, which makes microprocessors used in the devices at its Austin, Texas factory, will help to launch Apple's chip production in Malta. GlobalFoundries is yet to confirm details of a potential deal. Well, that's the latest headlines from the Look Newsroom. I'll see you back online Wednesday night. But for now, thanks for watching.